Postgame right now, Aubrey Yantis joining us. And Aubrey, first of all, it's got to feel good. Like, not just getting some goals, but getting the win here against Cochise. It's just got to take a little bit of a weight off the shoulders, I'm sure.
Yeah, it definitely did. I think that's what we were waiting for, is a big win like this to get us going, to get everyone excited and know we can score and we can win. And that's what we were lacking throughout the beginning of this season so far.
Now, you're down 2-0. Walk us through that goal in the 15th minute.
What was my goal? Oh, yeah. She just put a bad touch on it. I knew I was going to get there, and the goalie was way out. I looked up, and I saw her, and I just put a little chip in over her head. I just knew we needed that. It felt good to make that, of course, it coming from me. But I think the whole entire team needed that and needed something to boost us up. I'm glad we didn't drop our heads after the 2 goals, and we were able to come back from that, and we were able to score 2 more to tie it up. But I think it was just being aware of the field and being aware of what those center backs were doing consistently throughout the game.
The floodgates opened up after that. You mentioned it was good for the team. Is this one of those moments where you really feel like the confidence just starts, it carries over to everybody else when you saw that, just not seeing a 0 up there on your side anymore? Because it had been a struggle for the offense in the first 2 games.
Our offense definitely was struggling to score, and I think it was good that this game we ended up putting 5 on the board. It was from 4 different players on the field: Rochelle, Kenna, me, and Danny. It just felt good, like just knowing that we could score, because that's what we were lacking in so hard during the beginning of the season.
Now you guys are in the middle of a tough stretch. 5 games, 8 days. This is the kind of stretch, though, that I think makes championship teams, or helps championship teams to get made. What's your opinion on just how the team is bonding together through this stretch?
I think today definitely has sealed the deal. Like, it gives us that confidence to know that we can win, and as long as we keep our bodies healthy through tomorrow and through traveling to New York, then we should do just fine. We are coming off of a high. Then we have Western Wyoming first conference game, and I think that one's a good one, especially considering that Cochise beat Western Wyoming.
Should be a fun one. And thanks again for taking some time to talk with us. Good luck as you guys get ready for that trip to New York.
Thank you.
Sitting here and talking with Danielle O'Leary, and big win for the Golden Eagles. We'll ask you the same thing we asked Aubrey. Just getting the win had to feel good for this team.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's something that we needed. We struggled throughout preseason, and we didn't score like any goals. So I think, especially now that we've broken through with the goals, I think that they're going to come much easier now.
You had a pair of those goals today. Now, you are the returning leading goal scorer for this team. Was there pressure on you going into this game to try and be one of those starters for the team, knowing that you're one that was in the preseason being looked to kind of be one of those spark plugs?
Honestly, I had pressure on myself. I knew that if I didn't start scoring, that maybe Lugo wouldn't play me, and you always had that thought in the back of your mind, but I knew it would come eventually, and it did, so I'm glad it did, and I'm glad it wasn't just me who put some goals in as well, because I think the whole team needs it as well.
Walk us through your pair of goals, because you get the one in the 15th, and then you get another one in the 70th. Just walk us through what you saw and what kind of happened on those.
Well, Lugo said it himself that my first goal, he said it was pretty much perfect, because we've been working on us 3 forwards switching, so G had it on in the middle, and then Aubrey went line, took it down the right, and then just honestly making sure that I follow in with that cross, because it was probably gonna go in anyway, or just shy of it, so just wanted to make sure that I was there to put it away, and just making sure that we made those diagonal runs is so important. And then the second one, honestly, the through ball from Haley P was perfect. It couldn't have got better than that. And if I missed it probably would have been a bit embarrassing. So I'm glad I definitely didn't miss that one.
Well, you talk about that forwards. I was actually mentioning that during the broadcast. Lugo's talked about the fact there's 4, 5, even 6 players that are really, really good when it comes to the attacking position for this team. And you guys do kind of rotate around. How much pressure does that put on a defense against you guys when you have that type of fluidity in the offense, and it's not you're always on the left side, you're always on the right side?
I think it makes them hard to mark us. I think especially for the first goal, their defense was all over the place, to be honest. Going out to get Aubrey, and then me just coming across goal. That we opened them up so well, and then just making sure that the diagonal runs work, and then it just opens it up so well, and that we all can play anywhere, and it just makes it so much easier rather than like me just playing on the right or G just playing on the left and Aubrey just being in the center, but it works really well. And once, like, when we communicate about it as well, it really works.
Last thing for you, kind of again mirroring the last question for Aubrey. New York's coming up. It's always a tough test when you make that New York trip, but what are you most looking forward to about that trip and kind of through this stretch of games?
Honestly, I think after, especially coming off this game, I think we're going to be on a high. We have to work and want it like we did this game. I think it's just going to be fun to go there, whether we win or lose. I think we just have to work hard and have fun.
Always fun when you guys get to go out on the road and represent El Trip.
Yep.
Congratulations on the win. Congratulations on the first goals of the year for both of you guys, and looking forward to seeing you guys back at home against Western Wyoming.
Thank you.
Sitting and talking post-game with Lugo Arenas. Big win for you guys, and talk just a little bit about the feeling on the sideline as you guys wrapped that one up against Cochise.
Yeah, it was definitely just a roller coaster of emotions. I know we gave up 2 quick goals, and the mentality is that we had to step up after yesterday's game getting cut short with still some energy to give, and I think we had came out with that energy and got caught on a quick counter that they knew what they were doing. They had a pacey forward that obviously scored twice on us, and I think for the girls to handle their emotions the way that they did, giving up 2 goals, fighting back, going up 3-2, 3-3, and then going up again 5-3. I know it had my heart racing, but I'm proud of the girls for just maintaining at least some composure in those moments.
Well, you know, in Region 9, you're going to get those back and forth games, especially against the top quality competition of Region 9. Is it good to get one of those early on in the season? Not even that you won, but just get one early on that till the end you have to keep your head on a swivel because you never know what's going to happen?
You know, that's what's nice is Cochise, thankfully on our end, played Western Wyoming and Casper, and we got to see their results and got to see how those games went. So knowing kind of where we measure up and just what still needs to be done for us to get at our peak and hopefully in the right moments when it comes to Region 9 play. But yeah, you're spot on with that. I think it was nice just to be able to get the success that came from this and then start to piece things together, because I think it was just what we were missing those first 2 games against Slick and Eastern.
I brought it up during the broadcast. I asked Danny a little bit about it, but the versatility. You had mentioned a little bit after last game, just the depth that you have at forward and asking for someone to score. But even beyond that, nobody has a set position in those forwards. It's not you're on the left, you're on the right, you're center. They're very versatile as far as where they can play. How much pressure does that put on opposing defenses?
I think it keeps them guessing, because then again, like I told the forwards before heading into this game, is until you guys finally find the back of the net, it's going to continue just to rotate. And I think we finally found some 3 that work well together, and I think have at least just some growing periods together in that moment of those first early games and in preseason, and you start to see that gel a little bit more. So it is nice just seeing how versatile those 3 are. I mean, they shifted from different areas on the field and never really felt like, okay, I'm out of place. They knew what they were capable of doing in those areas, and I think that brings a lot, and not just in that area, but even in the midfield. I think the girls that were stepping in today really knew what needed to get done, and it put us in a good position.
The midfield was another thing I was going to talk about, and not even on the passing, because Haley's pass was Danny said it, spot on. You couldn't have put a better ball in there, and you've seen some good forward passes from them. But the bigger key, I think, today was defensively. They got back. There was help, even when Cochise, and not even the last 10 minutes when you were kind of packing it back there, but really throughout the second half, the help was there for those back 4.
Yeah, I mean, that's me beating myself up, trying to figure out what rotations are going to work and which players work well together, and those long hours late in the night yesterday after taking a tough loss, I think really helped me just to realize we just need Energizer Bunnies, and those 3, Haley G, Rochelle, and Gentry, they just never stopped. And I think power to them, because they played long minutes today, and even after playing a lot yesterday, I think really took on the role of, like, we run off of what I do and winning tackles, challenging the ball in the air. Like, those 3 really did a good job today. And most games won't always need that, but I think it's something that if other girls build off of that energy, they really thrive for the rest of the game.
You guys are heading out to New York this weekend, but I talked to the girls about really what this weekend means as far as the what they need to do. But in your eyes, what have you seen from them in just this stretch of 5 games in 8 days? I mean, that's something that you're never going to see it again the rest of the season. What have you seen from them and how they've responded to it?
You know, it does show that we've got depth. I mean, we've rotated a lot of numbers, more than what I anticipated, but heading into New York, similar to our trip last year to Florida, it gives us a real good taste of what nationals look like. And so if that's your goal, then you know the level that you need to play at. And I think when we went last year, it was a real eye-opener for majority of the girls. And so now knowing that we've got some coming back that experience that, it'll put us in a really good position just to see, one, again, where we're at against that level of competition like we were with Slick. But then two, just embracing the moment. Like, not every team and not every player gets a chance to fly across the United States and experience something else with a group of girls that you just won a game with. And I think that's what I really want them to take advantage of, is live in the moment. Like, obviously we want to win games and compete and see where we're at, but if you enjoy that experience, the good things will come.
Definitely fun to watch out there. Good things came today. Looking forward to seeing the momentum roll, and looking forward to seeing you guys back at home against Western Wyoming after this road trip wraps up.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I mean, it was a good home support for a midday game, so I think we're riding high.